Hello, everybody. Just for full disclosure, I wanted to make everyone aware that I obtained the audio to the May 28th, 2026 DDA meeting. I obtained it anonymously, and there were several individuals that contacted me wanting to hear the meeting because the meeting wasn't readily available. I also wanted to make everyone aware that I locked or turned off the comments on that video due to harassment and strong language. Please do not shoot the messenger. I'm just simply trying to record these meetings or get recordings of meetings that I was unable to record myself, just so that the public here in the city of Linden has the opportunity to hear them or see them. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could have a moment of silence for military. You may be seated. Kristen, is roll call been taken?
Yes.
Chief Will?
Brian Will, Fire Chief. Don Grice, DPW Director.
Tessa Sweeney, Director of Senior Services and Community Engagement.
Brooke Hart, City Treasurer. Nicole Weisenborn, Deputy Clerk.
Kristen Kenyak, City Clerk. Ellen Glass, City Manager.
Denise Miller, City Councilor.
Brad Dick, City Councilor.
Christopher Matters, City Attorney.
Elizabeth Armstrong, Mayor.
Tom Hicks, City Council.
Brenda Simon, City Councilor.
We have no special presentations, no public hearings, and no correspondence.
Madam Mayor, excusing.
Oh, you're right. I need to excuse Jerry Link and Pam Howard. Moving on to public comment. Each person gets 3 minutes. We'll start off with Susan Wiley. Did I pronounce that?
Hi, everybody.
Come right on up to the.
Okay.
Undivided attention.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I live in Mundy Township, and I support BOCES and other senior centers. My address is affordable public housing for seniors. I have worked all my life. I have a marketing degree, and unfortunately, I didn't get a pension. And I'm a senior, so that leaves me on Social Security if I'm not working. I have been at my place for 22 years, and I need to find another place because the landlord's not doing anything to fix it up. So anyway, I have looked and looked and looked, and I could not believe that I found an apartment, $900 for a studio apartment. Most of the apartments that I have looked at that were affordable, like a year and a half ago, $800, they are now $14.99. And then you have to pay your utilities on top of that, and also your renter's insurance. So I know years ago, I had signed a paper and I put my name on a list. I was number 9. Carl was supposed to put affordable housing apartments in the back. So I was excited, put my name down, I was number 9. I came up here months and, years after, and I said, what's going on? He said, well, we're gonna build affordable housing for seniors. And I said, really? What can I do to help you? I wanna be involved in helping. And he said, well, they're starting at $250,000 up. And so he had changed his plan from affordable. He said it was affordable for him because he talked about moving in and still having a lot of money left. So I don't know where it stands, but I know that I'm a voice of many seniors. I belong to a Facebook group, and it's for tiny houses. They're asking $150,000, $200,000 for a little tiny house. It's ridiculous. So that's my concern. And like I said, I go to a lot of senior centers. On Facebook, some people are living in their cars, seniors, and we shouldn't have to do that. thank you for your time, thank you for your understanding, and I've always been a volunteer all my life. I still am, and I've never asked for help. But now I'm asking, where do I go when I can't work? You know what I'm saying? I work, I volunteer, I'm very active in the community. But like I said, time's going on, and you know, when you're 85, 90, 95, you know, what are you gonna do? So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Matt Mullen-Rich.
Hello, my name is Matt Mullerich. I live at 311 West Broad Street. My question after last week's meeting was about the raises and how you guys approved them. Being a business person, self-employed my whole life, it was a hard thing for me to bite that percentage that you guys were talking about, and what you did make a new raise was tough to bite for me. But after now thinking about it, I think it was the right thing to do after doing some homework of finding out that I'm not against the person. I'm more or less looking at the job that we're making the raise for. And I like that Linden came within their ranks and used people to bring them up and train them for what they need to know and what to do for their job, so they're the right person in the place. I would just like a little bit more feedback from the board about future. I know we brought the people's raises to where they should be, but are we projecting next year that we might have a nice hike again like that? Or we were just bringing them to a point where we were average with everybody else? Because again, being self-employed, finding employees that want to work is a very hard thing to do. So I understand you have to pay people to perform a job. My question is, does the city see next year raising again as high as we did this time? Thank you.
Thank you.
Judy Preston.
Judy Preston. I'd like to know if the police department and maybe council can make meetings for scooters. I have reported scooters going 45 mile an hour down Kickner. Almost hit somebody. I took a picture, got a picture of the kid, took it to the police station. You know what he says? Does the thing got pedals? What does pedals got to go 45 mile an hour down the road for? Or down the sidewalk, I should say. And they also like to swerve behind your vehicle, pass your left, cut in, bounce around. That's what they're doing. But since I took the picture, believe it or not, these two boys, maybe three, I haven't seen them. So I got the picture. All right, number two is there was a recording. I don't feel it was right to have at a meeting to talk about a taxpayer, city council, mayor. I think that was not what the meeting was supposed to be about. It was very inappropriate. I'd like to say thank you to Denise Miller for standing up for other council members and the mayor in the meeting and putting her foot down. It was appropriate for her to do that because that was not what the meeting was supposed to be about. Number three, I don't know why a city council member would ask a mayor to resign in an email. I don't think that's appropriate. And then I hear there's gonna be an open meeting violation tonight and possibly a ethic violation. Don't know why, but I can tell you what, I love what the mayor's doing, posting everything online. And yes, the people will probably know, and I know the mayor knows, I'm not a fan of the mayor. But bygones be bygones, I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
Thank you.
J. William Jensen.
I'm referred to as Bill Jensen. I live in a van down by the river. I represent the Gentle Flow Yoga Group here at the Losi Center. Dottie's retirement has created a gaping void in our program. Tessa is working really hard on finding a replacement. In the past, when Dottie has had vacation or has not been there, we have recorded her sessions on our phones, and we've been allowed to use the room to come in, we play it through our phone, and we have a great yoga session. Tessa has indicated that really shouldn't be allowed because there's not a certified instructor there, a yoga instructor. We have retired nurses, engineers, doctors, lawyers. We think we can take care of ourselves. If someone's gonna croak during yoga, we'll haul them out in the hallway and it won't be our problem. So, we would really like to have permission to use one of Dottie's recorded sessions in the interim until we find someone so that we can continue our program in July. I'm asking your permission to do that, and if you would consider that and have Tessa, I've been nominated to work with Tessa to represent the group and let them know what's going on. This is a very, very important program. There was 30-some people there again today. It's been growing, it's transformative. It helps us old folks keep active. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Monica Lerner.
Monica Lerner, 152 West Ralston. So on June 8th, when I spoke about the sidewalks being blocked, I was told to call 911. So since that first week following it, I've had to call 911 4 times to get the sidewalk unblocked. I don't understand why it takes 4 times of me, those are the ones I saw. That's ridiculous. Is there any type of, is it a slap on the wrist and they just go, ha, I'm gonna do it anyway? Or is there, is there a warning? What's the next step? Is there a ticket? What can be done to solve that problem? As far as the classes, I've been since the end of March, not on board with the way the classes have been run here at Losi. And, putting it on a video or whatever is not my idea of the way to solve it. I don't want my husband in front of a TV again. The idea is to get him out and to be with other people and to have an instructor, and an instructor needs to be hired, I guess. I don't know the solution, but I'm against, just plopping them down in front of a video and saying that that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Glover.
Robert Glover, 521 East Broad Street. I'd like to know why applications that people submit for almost 2 years now are not being turned in for review for different positions like Planning Commission or other places. I've seen the post online you made that applications were not turned in, all of them correctly. I myself submitted one back in 24, again in 25, and was never turned in for review for anything, along with several other people. I mean, is there favoritism going on or something, or?
Well, we can't respond to you during public comment,
Okay.
just letting you know.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Nicole, Deputy Clerk.
I'm going through agenda item.
Forest Ridge, Langs.
I'm John Hill, and I live at 292 Laura Lane, and I'm a board member of Forest Ridge HOA, Forest Ridge Glens HOA. And I would like to talk really about the, I think it's number 4 up there, number 6, about correspondence. And after witnessing what's been going on here at the city council meetings for at least the last month, I got a real strange feeling that the stuff coming to the city is not always getting to the board, or the city council and the mayor. And you guys are the people that the city residents have elected to represent us. And I would like to make sure you have all the information that has been coming up. And probably 3 months ago, if you look at your packet of stuff from Genesee County Drain Commission, there was the notice coming from Heather that they turned down the PUD's site plan review for inadequate stormwater conditions. And I don't know if any of you guys read it, but if you go back to the end of the second page, they say in there, it appears that the pond may be in the wetlands and additional permits from Eagle may be required. And also at the very bottom for carbon copy, Eagle was sent the same piece of literature. So the Eagle people have it, and the representative Brittany Beavers from the Eagle, which represents the Genesee County, has it, and she's been discussing it with the Genesee County Drain Commission. So I just wanted you guys to know that. The second set of papers in your packets is from Eagle. And I haven't seen it come up on the correspondence, so I didn't know if the city council members and the mayor have received it. And it's basically that Forest Ridge Glens we applied for an application for a permit to do the detention basins and to supplement what Genesee County Drain Commission was doing. So if you can read, this thing is probably 12 to 14 pages long. I just copied the first page and the last page just to make sure that you have received it. Because this is an ongoing procedure that's being done, and it's been set in motion, and it's been 13 months since the board approved it, or the city council approved it, and I haven't heard much information coming back, or much of it has been discussed. So this is one item that's regarding that information, and on the back page, carbon copies again. A copy was sent to the city of Linden clerk, Genesee County Drain Commission, the Genesee County, I think it's called GEA, but I think they basically handle the erosion permit. And the HOA has an erosion permit approved by the Genesee County. But I didn't know if you guys have received this. Your third section is from a FOIA that I did, and I remember yesterday or last city council meeting that FOIAs were brought up in the meeting, and wondered how there was 30 of them, or I think Kirsten said that there was 30 of them this month that they've been building up. Well, I know where quite a few of them have come from because I've applied for them. And here's a letter that Kirsten sent back for me, and she got right on it, supplied the information I was looking for, and was very helpful. And the first 2 pages are that. The second 2 pages is that project, they call it the construction staging project. And I just wanted to make sure that I brought this to your attention 13 months ago before you voted to approve it. The checklist. So if you go back to the next page, and it says Adam there, and it says, thank you for sending this over. And it's funny that they were talking about it, and I wanted to know if you guys have met the new John Wilson yet? So we have a new engineer for the city of Linden. I didn't know if you knew that. David Richmond has moved on. So the next item on here is from Adam Young. I just received the below emails and attached files from the RAD, and they're the surveyors from the PUD. And during this collection of information, the final draft for the development agreement has been delivered to the city attorneys. This gentleman here that's sitting here is different from the one that's listed on the sheet. The bylaws for the attorney and for the needed be reviews, and there's a engineering estimate for the site improvement costs for the DPW and the city engineer's review. And I don't know if you've heard of any of that. In there, I wrote on my copy of here, basically down at the very last paragraph, it says, and proposed amount of the performance bond to secure the owner's obligation related to the construction traffic along Andrea Avenue. And if you remember, you guys said they blocked it on Laurel Lane and you're going to use Andrea Avenue for the construction. But in there's no cost sharing agreement with Forest Ridge Glen on using our detention basin and our storm sewer system. If you go to the next page, and I don't know if you've seen this either, there's an estimate of the cost needed to complete the infrastructure. And so what all this is doing is basically taking and clearing the land, cutting the trees down, the ones necessary, grading it, putting the storm sewers in, hooking up the electrical, gas, and the sanitary sewers and the water. It's not building houses, it's not putting driveways in, any of that. So there's a whole list of it, and you can see the date on here was February 6th of 2026. And down at the very bottom is the estimated cost to do this is $554,707.
Wow.
So I didn't know if you knew this. In there is, in my opinion, there's no money for the Andrea Avenue bond. There's no money in there for the repair of Andrea Avenue. And in the new drawing, there's no money in there for Cathy Circle. Cathy Circle is the road that comes First Street in that goes up to the west. And halfway up there, it's already been damaged. And if anybody drives by there, you can see that there's probably a 20 or 30 foot stretch right there that's been damaged. So with the site plan that was developed, and I think it was October of 27, or October 27th of 2025, up in that same end, there's a street that comes off of Cul-de-sac Street it's called Nicole. And in order to do that, they're going to have to cut across the cul-de-sac and change the drain system in there. And lot 75, the catch basin is right in front of their driveway. So those landowners, those residents of the city of Linden are gonna have to have their driveway cut all the way across up to the new subdivision. So therefore, you're gonna have cement trucks, you're gonna have to have heavy equipment to dig the holes, dig the stuff out, you're gonna have to pour asphalt back, and you have to pour in the cement concrete trucks to take care of all that, plus the piping. So I didn't know if you guys aren't aware of that, that was what was in the site plan. And that cost of fixing, I don't believe cost of fixing Nicole cul-de-sac or Kathy Circle is included in what you tried to protect the residents of Forest Ridge. And I think there's 80 to 100 residents in that section. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. And on the next page, the past,
Sorry, you're out of, that's the 10 minutes.
the past city engineer approved the amount that was in that page.
You're out of time, sir, sorry.
And I would like you to understand that this has not been approved by Genesee County, yet it's been
Thank you, Mr.
approved by the city engineer.
Thank you,
I didn't know if you knew that.
thank you. You're out of time. That's the
Okay.
10 minutes, thank you. And just letting everybody know, he got 10 minutes because he came to speak on behalf of the whole HOA, not just one person. Thank
I
you.
guess next meeting, I'll bring the rest of them back up to you.
Ellen, would you, are there any of those you'd like to address?
So in regards to the comment, in regards to the affordable housing, I know that, the previous board of LOC and the previous director was engaged with the Wellspring. And that seemed to, go away after the city took on the management of, LOC. We had tried to engage with Wellspring to see if there was still any potential for a potential project or housing development. I know it was proposed at one time, to have some housing medical facilities attached to, adjacent to the property, but to my knowledge that dissolved and did not move any further in the process, long before the city was ever involved. We realize that affordable housing is an issue not just for the city of Linden, but everywhere, and appreciate the comments and things like that. That's really all I have on that specific to LOC. Matt Molinerich, I know he addressed the board on their specific, that was more directed at the board in regards to the raises, but just from my perspective, from the city manager's perspective, as you guys all know, that we did pull comparables to try to gauge where we were at. As I had communicated at previous meetings, some of our positions were artificially low. We were trying to do what we could to bring those positions up. I think Councilmember Dick actually explained at some of the previous meetings that we tried to put employees that were already within our organization and bring them up into the positions and things like that. And sometimes their wages were, again, like I said, artificially low. The last raises that we proposed, I do anticipate that puts us on target for where we need to be, and don't anticipate any other significant jumps in the future. But I also recognize that things are fluid and things change rapidly, and I think it's something that we have to stay engaged in and make sure that we're doing due diligence by our staff in the city as well. So that's all I have. But again, that was directed at the board, so I don't know if you guys have anything to address on that perspective.
Would any counselor like to address Mr. Molinerich now, or would you like to do it after? Whichever one you want.
Well, I mean, that was my understanding, is that we were bringing them up to market rate. That was the average of what everyone else in a similar size city was being paid, and we brought our people up to meet the median.
That was my understanding.
Madam Mayor, the only suggestion I would have is hopefully that the next meeting for the new budget next year, that we will have everyone getting the same information at the same time at this table, rather than go one by one or two by two to get information from the city manager, or seek out that information. It's better for all of us to get it at one time, just like Jerry said. After he looked through it, he was able to get some information where I was never able to get in there. So that's my perspective.
Just one more thing. So we'll have a workshop
I hope so.
next year. I mean, I think that works.
That's what they've had in the past, 22, they had workshops.
Let's see. Bill, in regards to the gentle flow yoga and things like that, we recognize Dottie moved part-time. and then decided to retire. I don't blame her. She has been an asset to LOC for a long time, and she does a great job, and she's been able to build a program that does, as Bill already spoke to, it's gained significant attendance and things like that, and we want to try to continue that. We realize we're not going to be able to replace Dottie specifically. However, we are trying, I know Tessa is, and I don't want to speak for Tessa, but I know that we're actively trying to find a replacement for yoga instructors. Dottie did something very unique here. She offered it, I think 5 days a week, and so when instructors find out that it's 5 days a week, it's a little challenging for their already heavy schedules and stuff, but we are actively looking. As he mentioned, it was brought up in regards to the recordings. We have to be careful with that. Obviously, if it's a full class, and that's how we intend to utilize the recordings for multiple reasons, liability, risk, all of those types of things. So we do have to just be mindful of that. But we are trying actively to try to find a replacement so we can continue the yoga and the great things that Dottie was doing. In regards to the PC applications, Kristen, would you like to address?
Sure. Regarding Mr. Glover's comments on why applications submitted 2 years ago and the 25 were not provided, we are required by policy to keep the applications on file for the remainder of the calendar year plus 2 years after that. We do have his on file. He mentioned 2, I only have the 1, but I do know I was emailed by the mayor, I believe it was June 3rd, and she explained that she had a recommendation for replacement of a potential vacancy that we were gonna have on the planning commission. So I have not received that application yet, but I do have the one dated from 2024, and that was provided. In no way, shape, or form is any sort of favoritism or filtering going on in my department. We do our jobs, we get the applications, we provide them. That's it. That's all I have.
In regards to Forest Ridge Glens, a lot of information was shared by Mr. Hill. Any information that comes across Kristen's desk that needs to be shared with City Council, we do our best to make sure that that gets out to you all. On March 30th, in one of my updates, I actually let you guys know in that update that their stormwater plan was not approved. And I think actually in the meeting preceding that in April, Kristen included that letter as correspondence and things. You guys all know John, our new engineer, as he did present to the City Council. Don, I don't know, back in May, John came in front of council?
At least May, yeah.
Yeah.
Sooner.
And so he's been actively engaged in all of our engineering processes and things like that. As you guys know, with those types of approvals, there's a lot of stuff to work through. They have a laundry list of items to get through our planning and zoning, through legal, through county, through state, all of those things, and those things are all in process. And to our knowledge, nothing has been approved at this point, and not all of that list has been completed. Adam is actively engaged in that process and tracking, so we'll continue to make sure that any information that is intended for council is shared with council. You guys did approve with conditions, and as it moves through the process, it's kind of where we're at with that. Any of the other ones, appreciate the comments, but I don't have anything further. Thank you.
Moving on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Support.
Dick?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Simons?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving down to unfinished business.
I don't think we have any updates on the unfinished business that would be different from the last meeting.
Madam Mayor, do we have a time when we will have the recording equipment, the microphones? Date?
I'm pretty sure Kristen communicated the process. I mean,
I didn't have an exact date, it was just the ETA.
4 to 6 days, 4 to 6.
Yeah, we still don't have an actual time.
Do you know where we are with that? On the, where you gave me the 4 to 6 weeks date?
I would have to look.
Okay, thank you.
We haven't gotten it yet, so as soon as we get it, we'll make sure that it's known. Yeah.
All right, and I do have a quick question about the monthly grant updates. There was an email quite a while ago that what you had provided to us would go into the packet. That's what I've been wanting to see, so that the residents can see what grants have been applied for in the packet at the end of the month. So then they're very aware of the work that you guys are doing, and that y'all aren't,
Is that the list that was like 5 years and like going back? Okay.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
was the one that initially, and then just whatever's
Updated.
new, like updates, so that that way the residents can see it. And council. All right. Any further discussion on those items? No? Okay. Resolution 10-26, fiscal year 2025-26 budget amendment.
So yes, Madam Mayor and City Council, we're asking for approval for a budget amendment tonight. And it's specifically for capital outlay in regards to the mill building restoration. So we're looking for approval.
Do any residents have any questions about the mill building capital outlay that's in the packet? Seeing none? Any council members have any questions?
Please. This amendment, is this for the overrun?
So as Don,
that we experienced as they got into the foundation?
so short answer is no, but Don addressed that when we did a mill update at the last meeting that technically we're not over as of right now. We're anticipating once the project is getting closer. What this is doing is recognizing that we need to move money from capital outlay and general fund to the contribution to the mill building restoration, because we have funded some of the improvements out of general fund. And we need to move those into the mill building restoration to make sure that all expenses stay in the mill building restoration.
You know, is part of that the overrun that we experienced, that we didn't think we were gonna have?
Right. I guess the simple answer to that would be, no, it's not part of the overrun as of right now, because we're still only at.
Well, we approved the 5.6
6.2
million, so this was planning ahead for those overages. Right now, we're not over, but it's the plan to help cover those overages that were approved.
So this
Goes towards the 5.6. Yes.
That was, and that's been approved. The 5.62 was approved by City Council.
So it's helping to pay for that overage, because we received the 4 million from the state. Yep, so we were placing, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions?
I make the motion to accept resolution 10-26.
Support.
Second.
Ready for roll? Armstrong?
Yes.
Simons?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the 2026 tax request L 4029.
Madam Mayor and City Council, this is the same resolution that comes in front of you guys. L 4029 needs to be adopted every year in order for our city treasurer to actually levy taxes on the properties. So we're looking for approval tonight from council for the levy for 2026 season.
Do any residents have any questions?
Should this have been attached to the budget? When you approved it, when you put it out?
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
It was attached to the budget. It's in the resolution that was approved. This is just showing that last year we levied the 9.6311, and it's rolling back. Or sorry, 9.7590. It's rolling back this year, and it was already included in the budget with the estimates and the tax revenue, and then the language is in the resolution. So.
In addition, this is a standalone document that has to be approved. So it is part of the budget process, but separate from our overall. So this has to be approved separately.
Any other additional questions? Any council member questions? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve the 2026 tax request L4029.
Support.
Roll call?
Hicks,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Simons.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving on to resolution number 11-26, mosquito ballot language approval.
So we're not looking for approval tonight on this. This is just discussion only. We wanted to get this in front of you. Our mosquito millage is actually set to expire. And in order for us to get the language on the ballot for a vote, as we do at renewal time anyway, this has to get in front of you and we have to approve language. So we want to get it in front of you, let you guys have time to look it over, and if there's any questions, please let us know. But right now, this is just a draft of the language. Obviously, we would have our city attorney and all parties review to make sure that we're, the language that is drafted is what should be put onto the ballot, but as of right now, it's just a discussion item, and we're happy to field any questions that you guys might have.
Do any residents have any questions?
I would like approval and discussion, because then we're gonna go back to, somebody can look back and say, hey, why did we approve this? You should not put two languages in there if you're doing this as a discussion, not approval.
The minutes would reflect actually what was taking place at the meeting, so we'll let the minutes reflect what happens.
Any additional questions? Any council questions? This time?
Madam Mayor, yeah, can you tell me what the increase would be for the 4 years?
I don't think
We're not suggesting an increase. It would follow the Headley rollback each year. So that millage rate will continue to roll back. We're suggesting, unless your property values go up, then your millage rate's gonna stay the same.
Okay,
No increase.
thank you.
It's just a renewal, I guess I should say.
All right. And you don't need any action on this tonight?
No, just for your review, and we'll bring it back at a later meeting for approval.
Okay.
And it would go on the November ballot, but the deadline for that is August 11th. So.
All right. Okay, so we're moving on to decorum and ethics. Is this where you would like to speak?
Yes.
Go ahead.
My name is Nicole, and I'm the deputy clerk here. I am here tonight to address the online harassment and public criticism I experiencing following a post made by the mayor on her public Facebook page on June 15th that was also shared across multiple social media platforms. The comments, accusations, and messages directed toward me became so severe that I closed my personal Facebook account. The mayor had previously received information regarding the planning commission applicants, and on June 3rd indicated by email which applicant she preferred for appointment. At that time, the clerk's department reminded her that the city charter requires vacancies to be posted for 2 weeks. On June 15th, I provided the additional applicants that had been received during the posting period. Later that same day, the mayor requested copies of all applications, which I promptly provided. By the following morning, I found myself the subject of criticism, personal attacks on social media, and messages from individuals who did not know me or the circumstances surrounding the appointment process. At no time did I withhold information from the mayor. I provided the applications I received in accordance with the charter process, and supplied all applications when requested on June 15th. I was deeply hurt by the accusations made against me and by the hostile and personal nature of many of the comments that followed. I believe the public discussion of an employee's job performance was inappropriate and has negatively affected my professional reputation and workplace environment. Since these events occurred, I come to work feeling anxious and apprehensive. I am concerned that routine workplace matters may again become the subject of public discussion. And I have withdrawn from many of the community activities I once enjoyed in Linden. I believe concerns regarding an employee's job performance are best addressed through private conversations and established supervisory channels. I encourage anyone who sees information regarding city matters on social media to contact the city directly and ask questions before drawing conclusions. I sincerely hope that no other employee or member of the community experiences what I have gone through. No one should have to choose between serving their community and protecting themselves from public ridicule or concerns for their personal safety. Thank you.
Are there any further comments about this?
Madam Mayor, I think I put the ethics and decorum up there, and I'd like to speak on it.
Oh, I have one.
At the DDA meeting I attended, and everyone's heard the video, it went out. I never published it. I put it into Ellen and to the staff. I would just want a copy of it. I put in a FOIA for it, and I held on to it. I also held on to the FOIA that I asked for the outside of this building. I understand, Nicole, this place is toxic. When I walk out of this building, I'm called outside of my name, my birth name. It's bad, and there's no reason for it. I went to a DDA meeting. This is my job to go to that DDA meeting. I sat, and I never said a word. I gave compliments. Anytime I was up that podium, when I ran for city council, I gave compliments every single time before I gave a negative. My daddy taught me right. And when I sat down next to Marta and Michelle while they were talking, I prayed to God, to two fathers in the sky, that I could shut my mouth and be quiet. And God gave me the grace to stand up and walk out while they were calling me back in. There is no place in the DDA to talk about a resident, whether you like it or not. I'd talk about Grow Linden, whether they're as successful as they used to be. Talk about nonprofits. The only one you work with is happening in Linden. And then you came over to mayor and her triplets. It's uncalled for. You have a job to do as DDA, do it. I'm not there to be beat up, and I'm not there to be called out in my name. People can sit here and smile. This is not funny. When I walk around this city, my reputation's there. I don't call anyone a name. To tell the mayor she needs to resign, uncalled for. To email me, I emailed Ellen and I asked her about the microphones, and she sent it to Brenda to ask me tell me how bad I was because I thought it was bad. Go ahead, Chris, keep smiling back there. This is not funny. You sit through it, and you have, and this isn't right. And then we have somebody put it on, Linden Leader.
Can I respond?
No, because it's my time. I'm upset. And what's happened to these people over here, it's hurtful. This city's better than this. And it will be better for this. And I have ran this for my position, for the citizens of this city. The mayor doesn't deserve all the stuff either. Every one of us is here. I am here, and I will not go to someone's office to get information I need. When I ask for it, I hope every single one of us get the same information at the same time. I've heard freedom of speech. I'm up to here with freedom of speech. Because I guess, from what the lawyers told me, anybody can say whatever they want. Freedom of speech. But put your head down at night, folks. You know, I don't think it's very Christian-like. And that's what I've had to go through since I left DDA. And I will not be back to DDA. I'm changing, it's in here, and you can have Liz. Thank you.
Amen.
I wanted to make a public comment, if that's okay.
No.
No, I already said.
No.
We're past that part, I asked, we're past that.
Yes, well, I raised my hand.
Excuse me.
Thank you. I'm going to address, the statement that Nicole made. So when I put the email up, it did quickly take a turn, and which I noticed the next day, which I then pulled the email down. I then also did release a statement. It is still currently on my Facebook page. While that email is not there, on 6/16, I did release one where I called Nicole a valued member, a value employee. It's up there, and it's right here as well. On the 3rd, I did not receive the applications. I did receive the applications for the other 3 from Nicole initially, but I never received the 3 applications. I needed the 6 total applications. Once I saw that we had 3 more, because Steve Sproul is not interested anymore on being on anything. Stephanie Shaw is now on Parks and Rec, which automatically then took it to Mr. Glover. 3 additional means that I want to see all the applications. That's what I asked for. I don't know why they weren't sent, but I, in my statement, am pretty clear that it has nothing to do with Kristen, but or Nicole, but I also want to make sure that any application from any person in this city, that was what I asked for, that I am not aware of, that they can let me know, because that was how I even found out about Mr. Glover's. Okay, I don't know everything, and sometimes these things fall through the cracks by me as well. I want to know who is trying to apply. And on social media, you can get that. That was the goal. That was what I was aiming for, not to discredit Nicole. Any additional statements on this topic?
I just want to know if there's an ethics violation or complaint in there somewhere. This is quite a mess.
I'm not interested in ethics. I think it was a mess when we had the last time we started with it.
Okay, I'm just wondering if there was a.
Oh, you find joy in it.
If there was a violation, that's all I'm asking.
No violation. Who answers that, Mike?
Apparently there isn't one.
There is no. No one has made an ethics complaint, referred anything over to me, and therefore there is none as far as I know.
Thank you.
We can be better than this. Nicole, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Nicole, I am sorry as well. That was not the intention. The intention was to try to seek out any resident that I didn't know about, not to pin it on you. And I did put out a statement, and I meant every word of what I said in the statement. I have never had a problem with you. I just want to know who is out here, and could it have been done better? Possibly. Am I human? Yes. Did I just get a $600 FOIA this week for information about the budget? Yes. So that's not your fault. But it also speaks to, I don't know what is going on. I just want to see applications and put the right person on the right board. That's it. And that has nothing to do with you. So I'm sorry. Manager's update.
I don't really have a ton tonight, other than we're in the process of finishing up fiscal year end, so we can start the new budget year July 1. We're working on tax bill levy as well for July 1st and utility billing. Projects are moving along. We're Broad Street, obviously the weather has slowed things up a little bit. Project is moving forward. and as well as the mill renovations and things like that, but that's really all I have tonight.
Any city attorney update this evening? Okay. Thank you, departments, for your department reports. Moving on to council comments. Councilwoman Simons.
Is Johnny gonna have a party?
So we've ordered, our intent is to order a plaque, or we ordered, a plaque. So, well, I guess it won't be a surprise for Dottie anymore, but, so we're planning to recognize her at a future meeting, so, yes.
I just wanted to know if I could come and say, good luck and give her a card.
Any details will be shared in Tessa's
Okay,
reports in the
right.
future, so.
Something I noticed at, the beginning of the year, and I think I should have said something. I didn't because in the past it was handled by the mayor, it just kind of went over my head. When it came to the budget, in years past, the seated mayor was the one who requested the workshops. So I think it just got kind of lost in all the discussions. So I think, our discussion that we had on that, we could do better next year. So that's the only other comment I have. I should have spoke up. You would have helped.
Yes, I agree with the workshop. This was a year to learn. And I think we have, and we can adjust as of where I'm at tonight. I think we're better than this. We need to put this behind us and go forward with the right foot forward. I know we can do it. It's not a long time. I look forward to it. There's nothing I can do to help. I'm here. Thank you.
Councilman Dick.
I just had, just wanted to make sure we are aware of Chief Will's notes in the packet tonight. That we missed out on the fire trucks that he had reserved.
Thank you.
And then, need tires for the engines too?
Sorry,
You need tires for,
that's correct. In our inspection, the 10-year time frame was over, so I've placed that order to get those replaced. And I've also got a buyer for the used tires that will be taken off the trucks.
okay. We can't use them, but we can sell them, okay?
Well, apparently there's people out there that.
Different rules, yeah.
Well, different industries.
You don't have to follow the same guidelines that we did.
Go with that. All right.
Councilwoman Miller.
I guess I'm a little confused. Fire truck. We came to a meeting here a few months, a couple council meetings ago. We were told that we had to get a fire truck right now, or it's gonna cost us $40,000. We didn't have 3 bids. We didn't hear anything about the specs of the fire truck. I don't know if that's just common, but I know Brian was saying that he had to tell his guy that we would get it. So I don't know how we can get a fire truck without getting it, or promising. So, I'm not against a fire truck, I think we need it. I just like to think that if we're gonna get 3 bids, we should have 3 bids on it. If we get, big items, we need to have the 3 bids, just like you do with Don's went out and got tractors and gotten bids on it. I don't know where the disconnect is with that one. Chris, you wanna say it?
No.
Okay.
Talking to somebody else. If
Well-
you're calling me out, you're not even supposed to be speaking during the meeting.
She talked to her first.
I heard her.
So, I don't know, Ellen, can you tell me, do we normally get 3 bids on a fire truck before we purchase?
During that budget workshop that we had talked about, we had attempted to try to explain, I think there was a lot of information that was being shared, but we had attempted to try to explain that you guys were adopting the budget and setting guardrails, that any purchase like that still had to come back in front of council for final approval. So which means that Brian would have to bring back those bids in front of you. I can't speak to, I mean, Brian, if there's anything that you'd like to address, please do, but I think we tried and attempted, I think even Counselor Dick tried to explain that any of those items, the fire truck specifically, would have to come back in front of council for approval. So.
Max, or something?
Can I finish my counsel?
I'm sorry.
As far as scooters, we have some problems with some scooters in the city. Judy, actually took pictures of a, scooter. I don't know if it had pedals or not. I was coming around a large tree with bushes across the street by my mailbox and almost got hit by it. I called 911. The basic answer is, there's nothing we can do about it. As a city council in this, or city councilor, I'd like to make the motion that at least we could bring it to a workshop to talk about it. Because now cities are finding out that we have kids that are getting hurt on these things. Brain damage. The fire department should know about this. I know you do. About the damage that this is gonna do to one of these kids, and there's no age limit. And I know that we have a good fire department that would save these kids' lives, but you can't put brains back into a head. And this is getting out of hand. We're Tickner Street. My husband gets wheelies on the back of his truck, where can't walk across and get my mail. You guys know that live on Tickner Street, or the fire department, police department, this is getting out of hand. So we need to do something with that.
Madam Mayor, we did speak about this. It has been brought up at previous council meetings, and our police chief has been working with our city attorney on reviewing. I guess, Mike, would you like to?
So yes, the chief asked me to take a look at it. I just sent him back a proposed ordinance this afternoon. He's out of town, so we'll talk about it when he's back, but that's in the works.
Okay, that's where the communication would really be helpful, because we brought it up many times. So if you're working on something, if possible, keep us in the loop.
Sure.
Because that way we're not keeping coming back and repeating the same thing. I think Tom won. I'm done.
Two things. One, that one I read here about a month or so ago, they're applying a board, advisory board, to look into the use of e-bikes and little motorcycles and stuff. So I think it's something we should kind of keep an eye on. Because if they can figure it out, that's not really good. Two, Brian, we're not against the truck. I'll never take it that way. When you bring it back, I'd like to see at least a couple different bids. And on one of those, I've been researching quite a lot with fire departments, and I kind of touched bases with you on it. One of them, we would also like to see a pre-owned. 1 to 2 years. They're coming up from down south. They're getting a lot more than what they're specking out for about the same price. So that would be something that the board, I think, would at least like to look at. If you don't.
I understand, and
Okay.
clarify a little bit, Councilor Miller's comments. When I did my presentation, that was in preparation of your budget at that time. My comments were that they had 2 trucks in reserve that were stock trucks at this price point. And if you guys approve the budget at that meeting, or the very next one, whenever that was, we was able to commit to one of those. Then I'd have to bring back all the specifications, all the process that I put together for you guys to do a final vote on. Nothing was ordered. And so that was just giving you basic information. But it did, by not proving it at that time, I couldn't commit to it verbally. So those trucks got sold, and now the next set of trucks that are available in their stock system are $40,000 more. Now, since we got this approved, I'll be working on bringing all that together and presenting it to you to get a final approval to maybe purchase one of those trucks, look at some of your options that you might have. Then you can vote yes or no. If we wait on that one, then it gets into the 27 standards of emissions, and it could be an additional $40,000 for those standards. And I've been advised by several mechanics that we don't want to go there if we don't have to, because there's a lot of maintenance, a lot of cost, a lot of issues with that new emission system that they're projecting and have had on previous trucks that have that system on it now.
Okay, Chief, real quick, I appreciate that, because if we could just get some of this information beforehand.
I can't do at that meeting though.
Right, we need, if we could somehow get as much information, so when we're sitting here and to me, if someone's holding something for you, to me, it seems like it's a done deal.
No,
So,
that was just, they allowed me to have that option. If we got it approved that night, then I could commit to it that we could pay for it in the new budget year. But that didn't happen, so we couldn't commit.
all right.
And Councilor Hicks, I have purchased and looked into used equipment in the past. It does not fare well with us. Whether it's 10 years old, 2 years old, or whatever, you're buying somebody else's stuff. And we keep our trucks for 25 to 30 years, which is very max. I don't wanna buy something that's 2 to 5 years old, even if we get it at a lesser amount. This truck's brand new at less than 600,000. And the trucks you were speaking about were possibly 6, 7, 8,000, 800,000, I should say. And I really don't wanna venture into used equipment. It's just never worked in the past very well.
Well, my contacts from West Bloomfield, which is a multi-station city, they're buying a couple trucks. They'll buy a couple new, they'll buy a couple pre-owned, 1 or 2 years old from down south, because they got a whole bunch of money during COVID and stuff. And these trucks are just sitting there because now they branched off to authorities and stuff of that nature. They're getting these trucks that are twice the amount of specs that they wanted on them for the price of what they would buy just a basic truck for.
Probably so, but they have the budgets to flip trucks every 5 to 10 years.
They do it every 10
We
years.
do not have that.
But it's the general purchase.
Yeah,
Just like
what we
this.
buy is gonna have to last for
And what I'm
25
asking
years.
is this brings something to us. That's all.
Madam Mayor? May I ask you a question? Is there a my bid system for fire trucks or no?
Yes, and I forgot to mention that company that I am talking to, and I did get 3 other bids from 2 other companies and the one I'm talking about, so 3 total. 2 of them didn't provide what we're looking for with the amount of seating in it, in the type of truck with the basic engine stats and specs. So I stayed with this one company that we bought our last truck with, had really good luck with the service and the truck itself. And they do qualify, and I checked into that too, the My Deal program, which from my understanding is you don't need to get 3 bids if they're in that program, because they price it and bid it out according to standards and pricing levels across the board.
Let's get the lowest price in the state.
We actually belong to MyDeal and Sourcewell, so both of those are consortium style purchasing, so.
All right, with nothing else, I'm gonna call the meeting adjourned at 7:37.